morning, everyone. Thank you for
Good.
joining in. Good morning. Good morning. So this morning, our topic is something I think we've all experienced at one point in time in our journey as a doula. I have to say, Pam, when I started working as a doula and getting, geared up and moving, doing this, full time, if it wasn't for the fact that I had a background doing marketing and things too, I think I probably would have been completely lost.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Totally.
Because, many people think, oh, I go to school and I'm just going to go out there and get all these patients and I'm going to just go out and help them service all these communities and clients and families. But not really.
In the beginning, I think a lot of people are under the impression that people are just going to line up at your door and start knocking.
Yeah.
And eventually people will line up at your door and be knocking. But meanwhile, you have to lead the way and you have to show them where that door is and the marketing and getting out there. And that is part of building your doula business. And it's as important as getting your education.
Yes. And though I think too, sometimes people feel like they're out there in the middle of in a boat, just out there in the lane, in the water, and not having anyone to turn to, ask questions. And so I think this is why I hold this part so near and dear to me, because when I started doing the doula role, really, I had already been doing the doula role, but when I really started making it more of a business and really focusing and knowing that this was my calling, if it wasn't for the fact that I had that background, I was able to help others. But then I saw so many people not even knowing where to begin and just scared and came out of a school if they took a program, which you know how we are. We absolutely encourage everyone to get educated, but to have more things in their doula tool belt, but in their toolbox. But if I wouldn't have had this background to help others, and realizing that I was helping them, and I was like, wow, there is such a big need of people needing this support.
Yeah, the need for the support is unreal. And it's not just take one hour class or 1 2-hour class to build your media presence, to understand how to make all the numbers work, to get it all down pat. It takes a lot of time, and you have to invest that time because you're investing in your business. And so you do that by having a good resource. You have to have a good resource that's continuing.
Yeah, it's an investment you're putting in yourself, and it can be overwhelming. So having a community is key. Not just a community that people ask, hey, what do I do about this, or does anybody have some documents or forms that they could share? And I've noticed, because I've been in groups where people are kind of hesitant. And so one of the things that we've never experienced that through IDLM, because one of the very first thing I always tell everybody right off the bat is, one, there are many patients out there. There's more than enough patients and not enough doulas.
That's it.
So it's okay to share, and we're family. So what do we do with family? We share and we help each other, because someone could have a really core good, idea of something, but maybe they're not real graphic, or making things kind of looking nice on the computer. But Sue, who has a background in doing that designing, can say, you know what, Sarah, I can take that form and I'll make it pretty for you if you'd like. And then we share it and we use it and we help each other.
Absolutely.
I know you and I have talked about this before, that you've experienced that too, where it's like a hostile environment a little bit.
Yeah, you could call it hostile. It's been kind of like walking into a fire and having no one with an extinguisher at your side. Absolutely. But yeah, you need, that's the one thing That's the one thing in IDLM I've really, really grown to appreciate is that everybody's helping everybody. And we continue to find ways to help and assist those that move through our program so that we help them get on their feet and establish my favorite thing, establish their own business.
Mhm.
They're not establishing IDLM. Their education stands for itself, but they're establishing their business. And we give them all the tools to do that. And we help with all that. I mean, our mentoring program helps with just what we're talking about now, getting your media out there and understanding how to make the media work, you know, and it's an ongoing process. That's why I said it's not a 1 hour class. It's something you work at continually.
You know, and I think the biggest thing that I see doulas is that they struggle with is that self-confidence to share, you know. I want to take a quick second just to, we have some viewers on. Shelly, one of our graduates. Hi, Shelly. We have Cher from South Carolina. We have Cecilia. We have Rosemary. Hi, hello, hello. Thank you for joining in with us. And if you have any questions, feel free to comment in there and I'll keep my eye on the comments. If we have any questions, feel free to write your question there in the box. And if you don't want to make it public, that's okay too, because you can always email us at doulasupport@internationaldoulalifemovement.com. But going back to what we were talking about there, but yes, so there's a self-confidence, and that's one thing that I think that we really covered within the movement is working on having discovery workshops and workbooks for our community to gain and practice that self-confidence.
Oh yeah. I mean, you know, you have to grow the self-confidence in any business that you go into, but especially in doula work, because you've got to have that self-confidence when you're talking to clients or if you're talking to hospice centers or wherever you're taking your wisdom, and I call it wisdom that we carry, wherever you're taking that wisdom in, you've got to have the self-confidence to deliver it. You've got to know that you're on point.
Right. And having those resources that, you know, your presentation, practicing that in front of your peers of other doulas that can say, you know what, I would maybe tweak this word to that, or maybe, you know what, you could add this. And someone else says, yeah, and you know what, maybe call it this or that, you know, and to help each other, because I really feel that we are in a non-judgmental, you know, field of work. So we need to be non-judgmental to each other as doulas.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And we have to support one another's.
Exactly.
And I know, you know, we're talking about that. We've got a session coming up in our mentors group, in the doula group, where everybody's going to get to practice. You know, you're going to get to present themselves as if we are the hospice or the client or whatever their target audience is going to be. They're going to get to present to us so that the body that comes together and makes up our mentoring group can help each other, because that's what we do. I mean, we do work together across everything we do.
Yes. And you know, also too, what I think also is very, very helpful is we have started doing not just in our program, but allowing the community to also experience is case studies.
Oh, I love the case studies. The case studies are my favorite. They are. I hate to say, I think I live for the end of the program to get to the case studies, because it's like, oh my gosh. I mean, it's amazing. The case studies to me are amazing for two reasons. The creativity that the students put into doing their case studies, whether it's 2 or 3 people working together or one person telling a story or somebody that makes a mini movie, you know, the creativity that goes into it. But the real high note, I guess you could say, is that you get to see that they've learned, that they've absorbed everything that we've talked about, that they get it. You know, it's like that old Sally film when she won the Oscar. She said they love me, they really love me. And that's kind of how it is. They show us that they get it and they understand everything. And the case studies, well, we love them so much. We're going to have an Academy Awards with case studies, hopefully in the future. So the case studies are key component to what we do. And I'm looking forward to it. In fact, we have case studies coming up this coming Saturday for our last Saturday class that we taught. And I'm so looking forward to it. And then we're going to do the Academy Awards, but that's a whole nother subject.
Yes, I'm even getting excited about that coming up real soon too, you know, to be able to sit down and share and learn that.
Yes. Yes. And see what everybody's doing and see how those case studies are going. It's going to be exciting. I can't wait for that. I can't wait to see what happens this coming Saturday, because we've got some that worked in teams and we've got some that worked alone. And I've viewed some of those case studies thanks to you having already sent those out and let me see them. So I got to see one that I'm real excited about. It's really like a miniature movie, and it's like, this was so clever.
And it's so great because every doula does their practice different, because they all have different skills and mindsets. But they still take that core of the work of what we're teaching, and go through that process, even though every case study is different in such a way. You know, one may offer certain services that another one doesn't offer. And so it just really is a great, great learning experience for all. And, you know, it's amazing because you can see the same case study and then two other doulas do it, and it's totally different. And you get a different outcome. You know, the outcome all becomes the same of a good death, but the outcome getting there, you know, the process getting there is different, and it's not wrong. That's amazing. You know, it really, really is totally amazing. And I'm super, super excited that we'll be able to see those coming up.
And doing those case studies helps everybody with their marketing too, because it gives them a different perspective on what they're doing. It allows those that are not participating in that particular case study to pick up and make notes of how they were going to present that again when they're out presenting to the public.
Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, we are about to wrap up. So I just wanted to remind everyone. So we are actually doing case studies in our community this weekend, this Saturday at 10 a.m. Central. And everyone in our community is welcome to join us. And then we have our summer summit coming up. So stay tuned for that, because you'll be seeing our posts coming up, and we'll start having a little bit more of a discussion within Transition Talk about our upcoming guests that will be speaking that week that we have our summer summit. And next week,
the summit starts on the 24th.
Yes, and it goes through Friday. And
that
Sunday will start at 4 p.m. Central. We'll have 2 workshops. And then every night that week, we will have a workshop for you. So the link is in our page, and I'll actually come in the comments here and post that link for everyone. So we'll have that week. And then actually next Monday, we have a very, very special guest joining us. So set your alarms and your timers and your calendars.
It's not to be missed. It's really one of those, you don't want to miss us next Monday.
So should we tell them, or should we make them wait until Sunday when they can see who the guests will be?
I don't know. You know me, I'm always like, I want to tell everything in the barn. I want to give all the information. Because and just a little segue away from that, not trying to sidestep it, but if someone's watching this video that is not currently in the IDLM group, our family, if you're not a part of our family, and you're looking in from the outside and you've been looking around to see what you might do or where you might want to study, Summer Summit is the place to be. Because you get a little glimpse of some of the teachers and what they're going to be offering. Plus, these workshops every night are chock full of information. that you can actually take away and use immediately.
Yes.
So the Summer Summit is not to be missed, and it's a free event. We do the Summer Summit in the summer, and we do Birthday Bash in the winter months, and it's an ideal opportunity. It's continuing education, and it's free.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
absolutely free. So I'll be putting the link in the comments. So look forward to checking out on that, and we will see everybody next week.
See you next week.